Okay, I think we'll start. Welcome everyone. For those of you who are here for the first time, we always start off the year with some ideas as to how to be the best versions of ourselves. And as you can see here, it's about finding your best self. Because being a golfer, I feel becoming the player you want to become is much more than just going out and hitting balls and practicing every day. There are deeper layers of yourself you need to work on if you really want to become the best player that you can be. And while we talk about this a lot, I'm sure you would have heard, all of you would have heard, or many of you would have heard, the same things from us. It's nice to be reminded of the journey you're on and what your key focus points needs to be. All of you here are here because you guys want to be great golfers, great athletes, and that is not an easy journey. So you guys have given up a lot in your life to do something that probably very few people in this world will be able to achieve. And what you want to do is also give yourselves the best chance of achieving that. So, while I do believe at the TSG Academy, all of you guys are working with pretty much the best coaching, fitness, psychology and nutrition team in Asia. I do believe that because I have seen what's out there. I know how good we are. But just by going to the best school does not mean that you come out a great player. There's a lot of work that you have to do, and what I'm going to talk about is that. Now, again, this is an interactive session. I will be asking questions, but if you do have any thoughts, please raise your hand. I'll be happy to hear from you as well. But in 2026, what I really want to focus on is something about where it matters most. I think all of us have been great over the years in practice, but in 2026, I want to see a lot of you guys and girls actually becoming successful on the golf course. And success on the golf course is many things. To some of you it might be score, but to me it is not. And in 2026, score has to become the byproduct of something that you do. And in the end, success is how you define it. Success could be, or a good tournament could be, I had a goal of great hydration, I had a goal of good fitness, and I achieved that. That could be success for many of you. And I'm hoping that you guys shift this success parameters to more process-driven success than outcome-driven. Because the outcome will happen no matter what. Better outcomes will happen with better processes, for sure. So in 2026, definitely I want to see you guys become really good on the golf course. And everyone's talking about score these days. But as a TSG athlete, I want you to start to begin to score your processes more than anything else. A 69 has no value on the golf course, has no value if you shot that score with poor processes. Because then, to me, that's not something that's going to be consistent. A 75 shot with good processes has potential to become a 65. And I've been with many of you on the course, I've watched many of you in tournaments, and I do believe that the golf course is where, honestly, a lot of you guys don't have the best mindset. Your mindset's really good in practice, you guys are trying hard. The mindset's probably very good in the gym as well, you're working hard. But what I see a lot, and I travel on tour, I see you guys here at the academy, I don't see the process score being very high when you're on the golf course. And if you change that this year, lots of magic will happen. Many of you, of course, might have seen the benefits of this because you are putting it into practice, but you can always get better. And when you think of it, when you go on a golf course, we talk about the word focus, but I like to talk about the word attention. Where is your attention when you're on the golf course? Is it on that water hazard in front of you? Is it on maybe your dad or mom who's watching you? Is it on that Netflix show you want to watch? Or is it on the job you have on hand that day? Or is it on your processes? Is it on your mindset? Where is your attention? You need to know where your attention is through something called self-awareness. It's very important to be self-aware to know where is my focus. And when you go in there, if you have very clear intent on what you want to achieve on a golf course, how you're going to achieve that, you will start to see how easy a sport can become. But getting there is not easy. Once you get there, it's a flow. Obviously, it requires a lot of discipline to be able to do what I'm asking you to do today. So, how aware are you? Right? Self-awareness. Are you really aware of what's going on inside your body, your feelings, your body language? In the last 3 days, I went with a few of you on the golf course. How many of you did I talk to about body language where you guys weren't aware? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see that it's not that we hadn't spoken about this before, but you can see how quickly your awareness goes from yourself, to something out there, which is the outcome. Now, this small thing can change things. Detachment from the outcome. Why are we all so attached to an outcome? Why do you think? Anyone tell me, why are we so attached to an outcome? What would you think?
Because you're always trying to prove that you're a good player.
Yep.
To the people out there.
That's good. That's very good. That's something we call ego. Right? We all have an ego. And we always want to prove something that, hey, I'm really good. I can make par. And a lot of times, unfortunately, we define ourselves by the score that we shoot. If I shoot a 75, I'm awesome. As an amateur or a junior. If I shoot an 85, I'm an idiot. You can't define yourself by the score. So, it's also an effort from you guys to redefine what success is to you guys. If you redefine success, make success more than just about the score, first you'll be calmer, if you won't worry about the outcome, you'll obviously play better. And then your focus or your attention will go on to the process, right, rather than the outcome. Game face and body language is so important because, again, if you just focus on standing straighter, eyes above the horizon, you don't even know how magical that is. But until you do it for a period of time, until you do it for a year, 2 years without fail, that takes a lot of discipline. Right? Mr. Pandey, how about you? You've been struggling with this, but you've come through it well. Mr. Pandey's mind was always on the outcome. And now I think kudos to the team and Murtaza can get you on track better. But you can see just by getting a little better how much your game has improved. And it's not been so swing related. It's not about technique all the time. It's not about some my ball's going right, my swing is bad. It's very easy to blame swing. You know, very, very easy to blame swing. My swing's not good, my ball's going right. And you know, when a player comes to me and says, you know, this is a problem, and I know that player. Obviously, if it's a player I know, many of you do that sometimes. I want to tell you that your brain is very powerful. It can make the ball go where you need it to go. If you just begin to believe and trust. Where is your attention? If your attention is on trusting the swing, crazy stuff can happen. I don't know if you've experienced this, but I used to play pro golf. Nobody told me this stuff. So, funnily, I would always be like 5 over after 6 holes. And then what? Then I'd stop caring about the outcome because I'm like, yeah, round's gone anyway. And I would play level par the next 12. Because I started playing without worrying about the outcome but that still didn't make me understand that was the process I needed to work on. So, you guys play about 12 to 15 tournaments a year. Some of you guys play 20 tournaments a year. It's not easy, right, to do this every single week. Especially if you're having a bad week. What if you're 9 over after 9 holes in the first round of the first tournament of the year? Are you going to focus on the process in the first round of the 10th hole? But that is what's going to define where you get in life. Very, very, very important. And in 2026, when you get to a tournament, I want you guys to be very clear when you stand on that first tee box as to why you are there. And I have spoken to many of you about this. Can anyone tell me, why are you at that tournament? Why are you at that tournament? I need someone to tell me this.
To improve on the process.
To be a great
Yeah. So I like these two answers, right? The win can be a byproduct. Okay? So I'm here to be great. I want you guys to think about this and tell yourself this every time. You write it down, it's up to you. Every time you get on the golf course, practice round, tournament round, I am here to be great. What does that mean? We'll define that. I am not here to worry about where the ball's going. I'm not here to worry about the OB. I'm not here to worry about the water. I'm not here to try and get the best score. And you know, the funny thing is that a lot of you guys are going out there these days and playing golf, just trying not to play badly. Worst way to play golf. Maybe yesterday I shot a 7 over. Today I'll try not to go worse than that. So many people do this without even realizing. But if your attention is in the right place, your awareness is in the right place, you stand on that first tee box, and from the first tee box to the last shot on the 18th hole, you will be great. And then failure is redefined. Failure is only when you don't hit that shot with complete freedom, when you don't hit that shot with complete trust. Failure is not the score anymore. And the day you guys go into that realm and stay there, because see, when things are going well, it's easy. But if I'm not playing well, if I'm a pro or an amateur, I know I'm going to miss the cut. Why should I keep doing this still? Why? Should I just let go and let's see what happens next time? Why should I keep doing this? Why should I keep focusing on being the best? Why should I keep focusing on great body language the next time when I've already missed the cut and I know 5 holes to play? I need to make 15 birdies, I can't do it. Why should I keep doing this? Because it's that momentum that you build and you take into the next tournament and to the next tournament that will eventually lead to the win. Which will again be a byproduct. So, please understand very clearly why you are there and begin to become good at watching yourself. This is something that many of you need to improve because I guarantee you if I stood behind a tree and I had a video camera in my hand and I took a video of all of you on the golf course, I'm going to find some really funny body language happening. Clubs being thrown. Crazy reactions to bad shots because you are defining the bad shot the wrong way. Think about it. You guys really need to become good at this. That's how the game will flow. At any level. You can be a pro, and you know when you're a pro it's hard, it's more frustrating I'm sure for the pros because this is their life. But redefine success as a pro. That's the only way you can win and keep winning. If winning is only a a byproduct of everything else you do. You guys work so hard. You know, the funny thing is, the range work should be where you shed blood, sweat, and tears. The course should be a flow. But it's actually the opposite. On the range, you guys are chilling. Right? On the course, you're like crying, getting upset. Course should be fun. Because you guys have redefined success. Range, work on this. And you can't be two completely different people on the range or the course. So what are you practicing on the range? How many of you realistically also practice mindset, practice believing on a daily basis? Just any of you do that in any way? One person? Only one person in the whole group. How do you practice believing? Bhagla, how would you practice believing? How would you practice believing every day? Yes, you can. But this is only about golf. Eat your food like you're the best player in the world. Believe you're the best player in the world. Eat your food like the best player in the world. And believe. With every practice shot with belief. Ride your bicycle with belief. Then you won't fall like today all the time. Like some stunts. What I also love is when people fall, how they come up with a story of how they fell. No, so I was actually going, the right brake didn't work, so I pressed the left brake. Left brake was only 40% working, there's a bee came and stuck me on the nose. What can I do? Today, what's your excuse? What's the first rule of TSG? Okay, so let's not listen to his excuse. Okay? So keep your attention and focus your attention on something other than the outcome. Master this. So where can you put your attention? As Bhagla said, on so many other things. So if you're on a shot, think about this, or you're walking up to a shot, and you've already decided where your attention is going to be, which is obviously around you, on your body language, in your mind. How can that be a bad shot? Ball may not go where you want it to go. And trust me guys, please understand one thing in golf. You as a player are never going to have control on where that ball is going to go. You are never going to have control. What do you have control on? Yourself, the movement you make maybe, but you'll never have control over that ball. So why are we focusing down there? We need to focus back here. But think about the discipline it requires on every single shot, irrespective of how well or badly you're playing, to get into that shot with a clear understanding that my focus is here, my attention is here, my attention is on great body language and trusting the swing. Now, not easy to be in a good position when the ball's flying in the water, right? You see the ball go in the water, how can I stay strong? You have to. And that's the game you need to build within yourself. That I will stay strong no matter what. I will build that discipline. Otherwise, if you're a pro playing 25 events a year, or if you're a junior playing 15 events a year, you're going to be like this with your game. For sure. If you're noticing your game being streaky, I will give it to you in writing. It is not in your technique purely. It has a lot to do with your mindset. That's very important. Detaching from the outcome is super hard. But that's how Rory McIlroy can shoot a 76 and come back with a 66. Game face, body language. Even your facial expression can do wonders. You'll always see good players. And yeah, I don't know if you watch this enough, whether on the LPGA tour or the PGA tour, watch their eyes, watch their face during a shot. It's quite amazing to see how they get into the zone. You can make out that they're getting into the zone just by changing their facial expression. So I want to hit a shot and I want to hit a pretty target. I'm not going to be soft. I'm going to be hard. I'm going to be staring at my target, focusing on where I want that ball to go. And then get into the process of being attentive to what I can control. What can I control? I can control the controllables, which is myself, my mind, my body language. I can control all that. I can't control where the ball ends up. Never in your life. And so while the message is very, very simple, the message is extremely simple, it's also yet very complicated. Because it takes a lot of hard work to even achieve perfection in this. That's why you'll find I have to remind you all the time on the course. Are, what happened to body language? Are, if I have to remind you, you know what's happening. Right? You're losing time. So a good mindset with good skill. Now here's the important part. If you have no skill, you can't be a PG Tour player. You also have to have skill. Putting your attention and redefining success also is a skill you have to build. Hitting the shot that you want to hit is also a skill. Can you hit a high fade? Can you hit a low draw? Can you hit a bunker shot from 15 yards to 5 feet? Can you hit a high chip when required? Can you hit a low pitch in the wind when required? How do you build skill? Practice skill. And that's why random practice is so important. Again, I'm telling you, I don't see you guys doing enough random practice. On that driving range, banging balls. Maybe you guys will do 30 minutes of random a day. Maybe I see it on the driving range. But you know what? Random practice is so powerful. You can build your entire mindset just through 1 hour of random practice every day in the short game and the long game. You can build your entire mindset. But I don't see any of you guys doing enough of it because everyone's focused on technique. I guarantee you all of your shots, your scoring averages will drop like you can't even imagine just by focusing on the right kind of practice. Again, not easy to do. Why? Because all of us are focused on, if I don't get my swing right, my driver won't go in the fairway. What's the problem there? If you don't get your mind right, your driver will never be in the fairway anyway. So, that is important. And this shouldn't always come from us saying, you know, each side goes to random practice, how many do random practice? So you should be doing random practice. It's coming from us that you guys aren't smart enough. And we've told you this before. If you want to know how to do random practice, you want to know what you can do that day in random practice, the coaching team is always there. But I know that the coaching team is always talking about this, but how many of you have stepped on the driving range at 6:30 in the morning to do long game and immediately started the random practice? How many of you have ever done that? I can guarantee you no one's done that. That is very telling. Because you are going to sometimes face situations where you're on the first tee box at 6:30 in the morning. Obviously you had a warm-up, but you need to hit that drive fade from the left because it's dog-leg right. So let me tell you about the power of random practice. There were 2 people and they did a test. I'm sure I've told many of you this, but I'll repeat it. They were both given 7 irons. Player 1 was given a 7 iron. Player 2 was given a 7 iron. They made them hit balls for 1 month. Player 1 was made to do only block practice and hit only draws. Player 2 was told he cannot repeat the same shot twice. So he has to hit draws, low draw, high fade, low fade, whatever. After 1 month, they did a test and a competition. They said, you have to hit 5 shots, perfect draw to the target. Player 1 did block practice, only draws. Player 2 did random all kinds of shots. Who do you think won? guys say player one? Player one. Player one. Player one. Anybody else? Player one? Why do you think player one won?
Because he's been practicing that same shot all night.
Okay. Anybody else player one? No. How many say player two? Guys, you have to commit one side or the other. You can't just sit back. Okay, player two. Arvind, why do you think player two won?
Because he has the skill and ability to practice all those shots, so the team aspect is much more stronger in him as opposed to one.
Yeah. Perfect answer. Player two actually won. Because even though he was getting only draws, he could hit it when required. Player one hits the same draw to the same target every time. Player two hit draws to different targets. So when the test came, they did 5 shots to different targets, but with a draw. Obviously, player two won. That's the power of random practice. So you guys can think about swing. And many of you are working on your swing, and I'm not denying that. But you have to learn to inculcate that into your practice and into your random as well. Count. If you are not doing at least 15 hours of random or 20 hours of random practice in a week, you're probably not getting better at skill. So you practice, and like I said, many of you have obviously seen there are players who hit balls 10 hours a day. They'll go to a tournament, shoot 5 over par, 8 over par, 10 over par. You don't want to be one of those guys. So if you believe pure technique is the way, sorry, excuse me. If you believe technique is the way, you're sorely mistaken. So it says here, gamifying practice. What is gamifying practice? You know?
Like simulating the tournament environment on the television.
Yes, simulating the tournament environment for sure. What else? Creating some fun games. Like you guys do track play sometimes, or you play yourself, play a 9-hole golf course by yourself on the putting green on par 2s, and say I have to finish under par. Create games, put yourself under pressure. Right? And then you have to test it on the course. Obviously you gotta have some visual of what's happening. I'm doing this on the range. Am I getting better on the course? Now, again, mastering the short game, I can't stress enough. But you know what? You will do better to master this in random rather than in block. Just by sitting in the bunker and hitting 50 shots, not going to help you. Yes, if you're working on technique, if you're a new player, if you're a developing young player, I understand. Hit those 50 shots. But at the same time, make time in the week to take one ball and do the one ball exercise. I'm not seeing enough of you guys take one ball to the practice ring. Everyone take a bucket of balls. Bangla, how many different kinds of shots can you practice in a bunker?
Different lines in practice.
You name them.
Down
Down the line.
balls,
Plug ball,
uphill,
uphill line,
flat line,
flat line,
yeah.
uphill plug, downhill plug, side hill plug, long bunker shots, low shot bunks, on fried eggs, right next to the lip. But if you just put that ball in the center of the bunker and then think, wow, I'm so awesome. Yeah. Come on, sir, I'll show you one shot. Come. Sir, let's do a bunker competition, sir. Sure, let me put a plug in the freaking back of the bunker. Let me have a competition. Not that I'll play the shot better, but you won't be able to do it. You're the one who wants to be a good player. Same with chipping. Standard chip shot, anyone can hit. Downhill lie, uphill lie, in the rough, down in the rough, off some wet lies, off sandy lies. Right? So, you'll always feel that the long game needs work. In your life, you'll never feel like, oh, my long game is settled. That's how it's going to be, and you need to accept that. It's always going to be like that. You have to accept that and don't get pulled into that trap and go only and do long game. If you're smart, you will start your day with short game. You'll probably start your day with random short game. Probably come to the long game the last. right? Or schedule your week such that you get enough of both. Very, very important. You have to innovate. You have to imagine, experiment. If I open my face and I hit the shot, how's it? But what if I close my face in the bunker and hit a shot? How can I hit it? What will happen? Right? And focus on bowling every short game shot. That really will test your skill every time you hit a short game shot. And when you do random practice, both in the long and the short game, it's an opportunity for you guys to work on your pre-shot routines, to practice your mindset. I was talking about practicing trust, redefining success in random practice. Detachment from the outcome, game face. All of that can be practiced if you just. Now imagine you did 2 hours a day of random practice every day. 2 hours a day. Who's good at math? Nobody. One day. 2 hours a day. And we're practicing 6 days a week. How many hours a week will we do of random and skill building? How many hours a month? So if you're practicing 7 months a year and 5 months is tournaments, how many hours would we be doing skill building? If I did 48 hours of practice for 7 months, how many hours of practice is that? 4, 7, 28, 280. 276, 336.
Is that 336?
Oh, is it 336? You said 36.
No, it's 336.
Okay, that's 336 hours of getting better every year. Guys, that's a lot. Well done, Pandey. Please give a big hand. Well done, Pandey. So, these things, again, if you're not immersed in the practice, immerse yourself in the practice, you will get better. How many of you, when you go on the 7th hole or the 5th hole, how many of you are trying to hit low draws in there? Or low fades into the hole? No one's trying anything. All of you guys are playing your stock shots. Because you haven't done enough of this. Look at the different kind of shots you take. You first do it here, then take it to the course. I'm not saying that be stupid, but unless you experiment, you're not going to get skilled. You guys want to play the European tour someday? Man, if you can't hit low draws and low fades all day, you can't play that. So if you're not experimenting in your tournament, so the Thursday rounds that you play, should be full of this, should be mindset practice. You should come off the course and discuss this with your coaches. Experiment. Very, very, very important. Now all of this again makes no sense, will make no sense if you're not calm and relaxed on the golf course. I love this. It says in order to become a great golfer, it is crucial to build your life around a state of relaxation. This does not mean you go chill on the beach in Hawaii and live over there. It's not about that. Okay? Somebody who's really good at relaxing is Mahalima Mohan. But he's got better at that. So you have to be relaxed when you play. You have to be relaxed when you practice. Very, very important to build that relaxed state of mind. Because everyone gets so tense in the tournament that you can't swing the club. Then the mindset goes out of the picture. But again, what will help you relax is if you redefine success. So now after you've heard me, Saraj, how would you define success on a round of golf?
Not focus on the outcome, focus on the process, good body language, and know that you're the best.
So here's a question to you, now that you've said that. And this is a question you guys got to also ask all of yourselves. You've redefined success. You shot a 14 over par, Saraj. So the score's not great. What's your brain telling you? Are you happy that you focused on the right things? score is not a problem, or are you pissed off because the score is 40? Where is your attention again? And that's important. What he said was very right. But what you guys have to do is redefine success and recondition how your emotions are and what they're reacting to. That means that if Sar shot 14 over the right processes, Sar should come off the golf course very satisfied and happy. But does it happen all the time? Probably not. You've got to train that as well. And then you have a chance in the future. So just saying it is one thing, but reconditioning your mind to be happy with the right kind of success is very, very, very important. You'll also have to relax on the course. And you have to understand through this journey, very few people will understand this. They are only going to judge what? Score. Outcome. So probably in that space that you're in, maybe on the IGU circuit, maybe on the national circuit, maybe someday on a higher circuit, right? They're only going to judge that. So they won't understand your journey. That's why in a sport like golf, you have to stick with people who understand you or stick with nobody at all. Sometimes it's good to be alone because you're not talking only about outcome. You've seen that, you've gone to a tournament, you've seen how people talk after the round. It's all negative. Who the hell cares what you did? I'm not interested, but what I also see is everybody is very interested. अच्छा पानी वाली क्या मारा यार? बॉल गई? मिल गई बॉल? नहीं, अरे यार, everyone's interested. So this goes on. And it's going into your head. So if you're going to hang out with people like that, you're in trouble. It's going to affect your state of relaxation. Okay? If Tiger can do it, so can you. How many of you guys meditate? How many of you guys meditate every day? Every day. Don't put your hand up, you're doing it every day. Every day? Okay, super. After if you don't meditate, why? I want to know. Hey, keep your hand up, no? Punishment. Keep your hand up. Why? Why don't you meditate? Prince? Any reason? No? No reason. आपको पता है? You know what meditation is? Close your eyes, breathe for 10 minutes. Darash, you meditate?
Not regularly.
That's a no. Not regularly means I did last year in June. That's a no. Rudra, you meditate? No. Why? By the way, Rudra just went for a taekwondo competition. He came third. Well done. It's awesome because he loves to fight. So guys, those of you who don't meditate, I think you guys need to get into it. So if you guys need help, you can check with me. You guys can go to YouTube and figure out how to meditate. But very simply put, you guys can sit in silence for 10 minutes a day. Right? Sit in silence for 10 minutes a day, it's going to help you relax. It's a start. Then you can get more and more complex. It needs commitment.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I think a reason why a lot, like, few people don't, and I was one of them, is also because they don't see it correlating to golf. But I think you would like to elaborate on that a little bit, if that's okay.
Why don't you elaborate on it?
Sorry?
How have you seen the difference?
You go first.
No, I'm not going first. You go first. So I am very impressed because I see Arjun meditating every day. And like I said, you can meditate anywhere. You don't have to sit in your bathroom and meditate, right? You can sit on the driving range and meditate. You can sit anywhere and meditate. And I want to see all of you guys starting your day now with 10 minutes of meditation. I think let's make that a routine. Sanjay, early morning, get them on the ground first. 10 minutes just silence. Close your eyes and breathe. Then start the warm up. Put the timer on. I think this is important. Yes, Ariman, how have you? So, Ariman was saying that how does it relate to golf? How does it relate to anything? There is something in your mind called the monkey. And maybe any of you experience this monkey in your mind? You know what it is? You're about to hit the shot and the monkey in your mind says, "Yaar, ये तो पानी में जाएगी." Right? No, shut up. अच्छा ठीक है, ये तो बीच में जाएगी. नहीं, ये पानी में जाएगी. चुप रह यार. कहाँ है तू? That's the monkey in your mind. Meditation, because it helps you kind of center yourself more, right? Will help you shut that monkey in your mind. Now, here's the thing. If you want the monkey in your mind to disappear, something as simple as, and maybe anyone can relate to this, is that just focus on your breathing. Focus on each breath going in and out. As you're walking to your ball or whatever, the monkey will disappear. Why? Because you're not allowing your mind to go there, you're keeping your mind centered on something much simpler. But it takes time. But if you want to be amongst the best in the world, if your mind's not quiet, it's not going to happen. So if you're not making an effort to quieten your mind, you better start. I don't know what's your feedback on this. You've been doing it. How long have you been doing it, by the way? By the way, why did you start meditating?
I basically my parents, I signed over to the like. So, like my parents signed me up for a meditation retreat last year in late October or something. I was very I didn't want to go there at all, but it was in Goa and like on the beach and like golf course right next to it. So I ended up going and I thought like I was gonna get a lot of time to play golf. I didn't get any time because we were doing like about you were working for about 10 hours every single day, writing down stuff, meditating, doing a lot of breath work and everything like that. So yeah, that's how it started. Since then I meditate every single day and 2 sessions of 17 minutes a day, once in the morning, before I everything is done around 8:30 or something like that before I go to bed.
But anything you've seen?
So the people who think I was one of them, I used to meditate very irregularly, maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, sometimes 4 times a week, sometimes 6 times a week, sometimes not even once a week. And I used to think that okay, if this is going to help my golf, then I'll do it. Otherwise, I won't. I don't want to ruin this for all of you, but for some of you, it may not correlate to your golf. For some of you, it may correlate to your golf a lot. For some of you, it may help you in your fitness. For some of you, it may help you when you're eating. For some of you, it may help you in your relationships. I don't know which one is going to be. But what I've realized is that having a sense of self-awareness, for the first slide was, or having a sense of a groundedness or some sort of now even sometimes you're going through so many thoughts, but even one thought enters into your head, and you're a lot of times when I'm working out, Sanjay sir isn't looking, or something like that. You're he देख नहीं रहा है, ऐसे देख रहा कम कर लेता हूँ. कभी-कभी thought like that enters into your head. But it's very easy to now, after doing that after such a long time, from November to now, to realize कि हाँ आया कहाँ से, recognize that and ground yourself at that moment, and then move on. So, long story short, I think personally it's helped me in my golf. Some of you may feel like that as well. कुछ लोगों को नहीं लगेगा, but it's worth a shot. At least I would say if not every single day, at least do it 4-5 times a week, and do it for at least 2-3 weeks to at least notice some sort of difference. Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. But it's so what he's talking is about a little more advanced meditation, where he has to, or is trying to find an understanding of where the thought came from. Right? So simply also put, you're standing on the first tee box, how many thoughts are coming into your head? He's watching, water's there, yesterday I went OB, day before yesterday I hit the fairway, I want that same day before yesterday a shot. How many thoughts are coming in your head? Right? You're coming from successes, you're coming from perceived failures. It's crazy. So, I think the culture of meditation has to be deep within you. I believe in it, and as Anirban said, you may not see it correlates, and I'm not interested in golf. I'm not interested in helping your golf. I'm interested in the meditation helping your mind stay calm. Whether you're having an exam, whether you're in traffic, and the phone is not going to help that if you keep, because the phone creates the buzz. So those of you who have this lovely phone habit, it's only going to affect your golf. You won't see it now, but when it's time to go to the next level, the phone will kill you. Because while we keep your phones here with us, it's fine, we go on tour, you have it. We watch a lot of videos, whatever. It is creating a buzz in your head that's going to affect your focus. Subhash, कितना phone देखता है हर दिन? No? 1 hour is good. If you can keep it to 1 hour, it's very, very disciplined. Read a book and stay. So many things you can do to become better. Don't know how much phone time do you have? Oh. Rudra's laughing. How much phone does Dona watch, Rudra?
Oh, 3 hours a day.
3 hours a day. Where do you get the phone so much? Whose phone are you using? I have. Summa is 3 hours a day. Very, very important. Okay, so it's again, it's up to you. I've realized that no matter how much I talk about it, those of you who are addicted to the phone and are not making an effort will always pull it out even when you're on tour. I can't help that. That's been only effect. But, when you meditate, like I said, one simple thing you can do and what we do in the mornings is just imagine yourself achieving your goals for those 10 minutes. You'll start to see your emotions change, your feelings change, right? So what's your dream? Right? Get a six-pack. Imagine yourself standing on Goa beaches like, with a six-pack. Yeah? Go on, what's your dream? That's a little non-specific. Come on, be specific. What's the trophy you'd love to hold?
Master stroke.
Okay? So visualize that in those 10 minutes. Just see yourself holding the trophy for 10 minutes a day. Magic will happen. There is scientific proof of this. The problem why everybody doesn't hold the US Masters trophy is because everybody is not so focused and committed to do this every day. That's the reason why. Prince, what's your dream? Which major? All majors. All majors, yeah. So from now in the morning when you're meditating, you do that. And also every day, 10 minutes meditation. Then you can start the warm-up. Or what should be before? The meditation first and then the warm-up? Or yeah, I think meditation first.
Meditation first.
Yeah. You should also dream. But LPG is very broad. You must have a specific dream. Please write it down sometimes so you can visualize it. It should be I want to win the Women's British Open, or I want to be world number 1, or I want to win this, or I want to be this. Right? If I just say I want to be on the LPGA, it's a little. What? Do you have a dream yet? Or not yet? Think about it, write it down. Okay? Now, another thing is, please guys, we talk a lot. All you got to do is listen to us. Okay? Make notes when you have to make notes. And if instructions have to be repeated, then you guys are going to have a problem of losing time. So if I've told you about body language today and I've refined you in 6 months, you have actually not progressed in 6 months. It's as simple as that. Okay? This is the best team we're looking at, probably in the world. Now, Sumit sir sent me a message. He couldn't be here, but he said to pass on his message to you guys about the WhatsApp groups. Please communicate on those groups, guys. Okay? Whatever updates you need, whatever updates you give us, don't go for a tournament and disappear. Give us some feedback. What do I want feedback on? Processes. Has a coach ever told you guys, no, you should put it over your idiot? No. We only focus on the processes. And very importantly, this is important, right? While every athlete has a dedicated support team, the system works best when athletes also take ownership. That's very, very important. Everything I spoke about today, if you don't act on it, if you don't take ownership of it, the meditation, the redefining of success, if you don't take ownership, you can have the best team in the world, nothing is going to happen. You are sitting in one of the best environments in the world today to be great at golf. We have a golf course that you guys can go on any time of the year. We have a phenomenal driving range. You have coaches available to you all the time. Where else can you find this, you tell me? I want to go and see that place. Okay? The workload data. I see a lot of you guys being reminded about workload data. It means you're not great. You have to be great first to be great in the future. So nothing can be achieved without this. Right? It is the bridge between your goals and accomplishing those goals. So whatever you decide, stay disciplined. It could be a swing change, stay disciplined to that. It could be a mental thought, stay disciplined to that. That's all it takes. If you decide to meditate, stay disciplined. If, for example, and I do it all the time, I sometimes forget to meditate. I will just find some time in the day and sit down. Wherever I am. You've got a beautiful driving range, sit down there and meditate. First, we'll teach you how to do it, right? And finally, I want to leave you with a final thought for 2026. If you behave like the best player in the world, if you eat like the best player in the world, if you eat like major champions, if you train like a major champion, if you just become that person already today, you will become that person in the future. You will transform. This is a little bit of Zen, okay? To be the person you aspire to be, live that person's life for 1 minute, and then a little longer, and a little longer. This is the game you need to play. You have to become the best in the world before you become the best in the world. Thank you guys for your attention. I normally take 2 hours, but this year I thought I'd spare you guys another hour. But again, I'm hoping that you guys will take this information and do something good with it. Make 2026 the best year of your golfing life. And it may also be that your scores don't improve by 1 stroke, but if your processes have, then you're setting yourself up for a great 2027. Don't focus only on, hey, what did I get this year? But hey, what could I put in this year so that in the future I will get something out of it? Thank you very much, guys. Have a great year. Picture. Oh. Guys, social media time. How can I'll just put that because I'm holding it.
Everybody, can you please stand? Stand up. Stand like on your knees. And guys, we have to show make this audience. This will be the start of the year. Ready?
Hey, victory sign.
Hey guys,
Victory sign, guys. Aditya sir said.
This is victory.
yeah. Nice.
Did anyone know?
Yeah, I mean,